Experiencing non-duality can actually be quite bizarre, especially when you experience it early on. I've had times at retreats where during the retreat I'm describing in detail how to investigate the boundless nature of sense phenomena. And later on, someone will come up to me and say they had the strangest experience and they don't even relate it to what I was pointing to. It's so odd and so unexpected that when I tell them that's actually what I've been pointing to, they're surprised. And they say, "Oh, wow, I was imagining something. This isn't something you imagine. This is the world actually looking different suddenly." That's how non-duality is. And again, when I say non-duality, I don't mean a teaching style or neo-Advaita. I mean experiencing the sense world without any boundaries, without distance, without separation or a subject or an object. It's like suddenly you're completely intermixed with the environment, or something like the visual field as you usually experience it drops out, and there's an experience of being over there and over here at the same time. Or there's just forms and shapes, movement, colors, and there's sort of like a mosaic or a kaleidoscopic experience. And even though your perception shifts dramatically, you're still able to function. Although sometimes when it occurs and you're not used to it, it can be a little disorienting. On occasion, it'll even make someone feel a little dizzy or uncomfortable. These early tastes often come and go rather quickly, but on occasion they stay around for a little while. In deeper realization, at some point it's seen that reality is just this way. The sense fields or the sense gates are just our perceptive portals. But what we're actually experiencing does not have any boundary to it. It's not an it. There's not a sense of me being here and the world is over there. It's everything experiencing itself as one field. Because language is often used to convey information from one person to another, or to make rapport among people, it tends to suggest duality. So the use of language to point to non-duality is kind of strange. Some of the pointers I often use are things like, you can see what it looks like when you look through your eyes. Now see what's there when you're no longer looking through your eyes, when only looking looks through your eyes. That may or may not work, but it won't make sense. You're not going to figure this out conceptually at all. Another way would be to see what's in front of your face, not what you think is in front of your face. So notice when the thoughts start to describe, then return your attention to what's actually there. Notice when the thought says what's there is out there, and then let that thought go and see what's actually there, what's actually here. Just see, pure seeing. Another approach is when you're just observing the visual experience. The lines, forms, shapes, without labels. See if you can judge where the seeing is actually occurring in the visual experience. Again, not by thinking. Is it out there? Is it 1 inch out there? 1 foot out there? 10 feet out there? Is it in here? Where is the seeing actually occurring? You might sort of notice it's occurring at all distances, or at more than one distance, or at no distance. Notice that the seeing occurring at a distance is a thought, and yet there's definitely seeing. So where is the seeing occurring? Where is seeing? And then only take your reference from the scene, from the visual field itself. You can just rest there. Don't think, just see. That's another approach. if this doesn't sound interesting to you, if you're working on self-inquiry or thoughts or consciousness, that's fine. But if you feel the inclination to investigate the visual field, you can take up any of these practices and just work with them without pushing, struggling, or adding too much effort. It's a simple contemplation and a simple observation of what's actually occurring, not what we think is occurring. And don't be surprised if you start having some strange experiences.